Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a full face of other people's favorites. I decided to go onto some of my favorite beauty channels and see what their favorite products are, and I'm doing a full face of makeup today using a bunch of other people's favorites. So we have some favorites from a lot of big beauty gurus as well as some smaller people that I enjoy. I created this look right here using other people's favorites, and some of these are actually my favorites as well. So if you want to see how I got this look using other people's super hyped up products, keep watching and I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, starting off with primer. Today I'm going to be using the Tarte Clean Slate Smoothing Primer. This is a favorite of Tati's. She really enjoys this primer and uses it in pretty much every video whenever she's putting on makeup. I actually didn't buy this one because of her. I bought this one on my own kind of volition, and then later I heard her talking about it, but it's a very like pore smoothing thick balm. Almost like the same premise of the Tatcha Silk Canvas, but I feel like that one has really nice skincare ingredients and I just like that one a tiny bit better, but this one's still fine. So I'm just kind of smoothing it all over my face, mainly in the areas that I need to fill up my pores. I feel like this one really does blur and fill in your pores. However, I do feel like it's kind of heavy on the skin. I do prefer the Tatcha Silk Canvas because it's a lot lighter on the skin. You don't really feel it like weighing down your skin, whereas this one you can definitely feel it on your face. But it still does its job, and let's move on to foundation now. And then for foundation today, I'm actually going for something a bit more light coverage. I'm using a tinted moisturizer, which is kind of like a light coverage foundation. Big shout out to my dermatologist, Dr. Heidi. She has done amazing things for my skin lately, and just my acne has cleared up so much on my forehead. I feel like my skin is a lot better, and that has really helped my confidence. So I'm very happy with how my skin's looking, and I've really been embracing the lighter coverage stuff right now. So today I'm using the MERCIE Tinted Moisturizer. I am in the shade 1W1 Porcelain, which is pretty much the same shade, 1W1, that I'm in with their foundations. This is actually a favorite of so many different people and not just beauty YouTubers. I know Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton both use this one, but the main beauty YouTuber that I saw who really liked this one was actually Katie, or Lustrolux. She really likes this one a lot, so I'm gonna be using this today on my face. With stuff that's a bit lighter coverage, I like to go in with a brush rather than a sponge because I feel like that kind of keeps the pigmentation of it and gives you a bit more coverage than a sponge would. So I'm using my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush to blend this one out. Desi and Katie are two of my favorite beauty YouTubers. I've been watching both of them like independently of each other for a long time now, but their friendship is so inspiring to me. I love seeing strong female friendships like that, especially in the beauty industry where I feel like people are kind of pitted against each other sometimes. It's so nice to see people who are genuinely friends collabing not for like views or for numbers, but collabing because they love each other. So that's something that's really hard to come by, especially now, and I love them. So one of Desi's favorites will be in this video as well. Pretty much all the beauty YouTubers that I'm mentioning in this video that I'm using favorites of are people that I watch pretty religiously and I really do enjoy, so. I feel like this is blending out super easily, so very happy with how this is performing on the skin. That is so beautiful on the skin. It just provided this really nice sheer wash of very light coverage. You could build it up to be kind of like a light coverage foundation if you wanted to, but this really evened out my skin tone, but it still looks like my skin. And that's really hard to come by, especially in like a tinted product, so I really enjoy that. For concealer, I'm using another Laura Mercier product. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. This one is actually a favorite of Mario de Divanovic, who is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist. He's not necessarily a beauty YouTuber, but he is like a beauty influencer and a makeup artist that I follow on Instagram. So I really enjoy his work. I think he's an amazing makeup artist and he inspires me a lot. So using this one today, I believe he is a Laura Mercier brand ambassador, so he might be a little biased saying this is his favorite concealer, but I do really like this one a lot and it's one of my favorites. It is a very high coverage concealer, so I'm just gonna apply it on my under eyes and then blend it out as much as I can. Might do a little bit up here on my forehead just to bring extra coverage up there because I did use a very sheer coverage product, and a little bit on my chin as well. And you know what? Maybe on my nose. Just putting it everywhere actually. That concealer blended really well with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, which, you know, I would expect because they are the same brand. Because this is a concealer that I like to set immediately, I'm going to go in with the powder right now, just do my under eyes, and then I'll come back later after I do my contouring and bronzing to set the rest of the face. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Pressed Powder for this one. This is a favorite of Desi Perkins. She's what actually pushed me to buy this product, and now I'm really in love with it. So thank you, Desi Perkins, for getting me hooked on a $40-something powder. Time to contour. I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. Another Charlotte Tilbury product. This one is also pretty expensive. I believe it's like $30-something. This is a favorite of Jamie Paige, who is one of my favorite YouTubers. She's Canadian. She's absolutely stunning. I love her channel. She's very thorough in her reviews, and I feel like if you like me a lot, you'll really like her. I love the whole vibe of her channel, so really enjoy this one, and I'm going to use it today on my face. This is like a cream/liquid product, so it's very emollient. It blends really, really easily. For that reason though, I do think you need to be a bit more careful with it, so I wouldn't really recommend this one for beginners, especially if you're new to cream contouring, because you could make a mess with this one potentially. Blending it out with my e.l.f. contouring brush. This is my favorite for cream contours. I just kind of go in a circular motion, buffing it upwards. You don't want to buff your contour downwards, because that'll just drag your whole face down. You want to keep the product focused right up here. The fact that this is a liquid contour though means that it blends so incredibly easily. So this one is very effortless. You just need to be careful with how much you move your brush, because you could potentially bring it down to an area you don't want to. You really want to be focusing it in the area you applied it. Still trying to learn how to nose contour. I'm really, really not the best at it, but I've been watching so many people's videos lately. It's all about getting technique down. This time, like maybe 6 months ago, I couldn't do brows for my life, and now I'm pretty decently good at doing brows. So it's all about learning every day. I'm still learning. I would consider myself to be pretty good at makeup in terms of like eyeshadow and stuff, but there's still things that I need to learn, and I'm always trying to better myself. So, although I don't know how that looks on camera, but that is one of the nicest nose contouring jobs I've done in a long time. I'm going to move on to bronzer. Today I'm using the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked. This is a cream like kind of stick bronzer, and this is a favorite of Ashley, otherwise known as Atlee here on Instagram and YouTube. She does amazing colorful looks. I really love her eyeshadow look. She's very inspired in terms of what she creates, and she says she really likes this bronzer a lot, so I was very excited to try this one out. I did buy a bunch of things from Milk Makeup pretty recently, and I've been trying out a bunch of things from them, so I'm going to use this one today on camera. And then if you're really wary about using a cream bronzer, personally I know that I am. I usually prefer to use powder bronzers and cream contours instead, but a really accessible way to use this one is actually using a stippling brush. So just kind of dip it on to the top of the bronzer like you would with a powder bronzer, and then lightly just kind of stipple on the product. This will deposit the product really nicely and blend it without creating too much of a harsh effect or moving around the foundation underneath. Granted, today I'm not really wearing a foundation per se. I'm using tinted moisturizer, but this is still a really good tip for if you're wearing something that is full coverage that you don't want to move. I'm just kind of taking the bronzer up and around. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's depositing this really nice natural warmth. It kind of just looks like you stepped out into the sun for maybe 30 minutes and came back inside. Very sun-kissed and natural, but it blends into your skin because it is a cream product and just looks so perfect. I love that effect that gave, and because I'm using it with a brush, I feel like I'm going to go through this very, very slowly. There is quite a bit of product in here. It's a very heavy, weighty product, and it's a huge, thick stick of product. So I think I'll go through this pretty slowly, and I love the value of this one. Now that I've put on the bronzer and the cream contour, I always wait to powder my face until after I've done the cream products first. I'm going to go in and set all over my face with powder. So back into the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, memorizing that name because I use this pretty much every day. But I'm just doing a light dusting all over my face where I haven't already. Desi Perkins is a genius. My foot is full on asleep, but we're just gonna pretend that it's not and keep going with the video, even though I cannot feel literally anything below my left knee. So that's great.
This is fine.
Next up, I'm going to move on to brows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is a favorite of so many people, but most notably Kim Kardashian's favorite brow pencil is this one. So I'm going to use this one. I love Anastasia's brow products. I'm a ride or die for the dip brow, but it's been a long time since I've used just the Brow Wiz in my brows. So I'm just going to brush my brows upwards with the spoolie and kind of fill them in. I'm going to go for a more feathery look today. I forgot how easy it was to work with a brow pencil. I've just gotten so accustomed to using pomades, mostly because they are a lot more affordable and a lot more inexpensive in terms of the amount of product you get and the amount of longevity you get out of the product. So I really do love pomades, and I don't think I'm going to convert back to using pencils, but I just forgot how easy and convenient they are. So maybe every now and then, if I'm just running out the door, I might turn to my Brow Wiz, but still ride or die for the dip brow. Now I'm going to move on to eyeshadow. I'll come back and do the blush and the highlighter later on. I've already done one eye off camera, but today for eyeshadow, we're gonna be using the Pinky Rose Transition Palette. Pinky Rose is a recommendation from one of my favorite YouTubers. She is Swedish. Her name is Angelica, insert last name here. I don't really know how to say her last name.
Angelica Nyqvist.
So we're just going to call her Angelica. But she really likes the Pinky Rose, I think it's called the Brights palette. I don't have that particular one, but I did buy quite a few things from Pinky Rose to try out. This is the transition palette. They have a couple different color schemes of these ones, where it's basically one big transition shade in the middle and then a gorgeous color scheme oriented around that one shade. This is a beautiful kind of pink tone, purple, magenta palette. I love this one and I used it in today's look. So we are going to be doing this nice graphic art look. As always, I'll be giving you guys like a step-by-step thing on camera.
Hard eyes, motherfucker.
I'm going to first go in with the AOA Studio E126 and go into the big transition shade in the middle. This is going to be buffed all over our crease. It's just a light blush pink shade and we're just kind of buffing it all over. This brush is like almost the size of my actual crease shape, so this is perfect for just getting so much color deposited in one swipe, and it's very, very easy to blend out the shade. So basically we've got this like blush pink light color just blown out all over the eyes, and that's a really good start. Moving on, I'm grabbing my Elizabeth Mott blending brush and I'm going to go into the shade here called Taffy. It's a beautiful like fluorescent fuchsia. Buffing that also in the crease a little bit lower than we took the transition shade. We're trying to develop a really nice gradient of the matte shades. Now I'm going to grab the shade Tulips here, another kind of nice purple fuchsia shade. It's a little bit deeper than Taffy though, and this will help establish the gradient as well. I'm using the E130 from AOA Studio, just dipping in here. And then I'm first going to pat it right on top of where we put the heart decal. Just kind of pressing it in. And now we're just going to buff it through the crease, again taking it a bit lower than we took the other two shades that we just applied, but still very much throughout the crease. This shade I want to really like layer on because I want it to be nice and bright. Finally, I'm going to grab the shade down here called Plum. It's basically what it sounds like, a nice deep purple plum shade. This I'm going to stamp right on top of the heart in the outer corner. Barely taking it through the crease, keeping it very, very low, and I'm not connecting it into the inner corner, just focusing it out right here. Gonna go back in with that blending brush that we used with the original transition shade, not putting any new product on, I'm just kind of diffusing out the edges so we get a nice soft blend. I love the color of my brushes now that I've used these shadows. These are very nice and pigmented. They're not the best formula I've ever tried so far. I do think that they're nice and they're not super expensive for what they are. But I'd say the main draw with these palettes wouldn't be necessarily the formula, but it would be the beautiful color schemes. So really like the inventive color schemes. The formula is not the best I've ever tried, but it's also not bad either. I'd say it's kind of like the Morphe formula. Just gonna cut my crease really quickly. Going in with the Morphe M421, I'm going to use the shade down here called Fierce. It's a nice, kind of like deep plummy shimmer shade. I don't usually use shimmer shades this dark on the lid, but I think this one creates a really nice effect. So just kind of using that wet flat shader brush and lightly patting it on top of where we put the concealer. I'm going to grab just a bit more of that plum shade and just kind of blend it on the outer part of where we put the shimmer, to kind of merge the mattes and the shimmers together on the lid. Now I'm just going to peel off the heart on the outer corner to reveal our cute little negative space right there. I'm just going to grab some e.l.f. glitter glue. This is a favorite of me. Just going to draw it on the top of my cut crease in a line. And now I'm just going to grab some pink chunky glitter. The kind that I'm using is from Candy Love, and just going to stamp it on the top of the cut crease. I want to go back into the shade here called Tulips and just buff this onto the lower lash line using my Morphe Y22. I'm just going to grab a bit of white eyeliner and pop it right here on the inner corner. This will open up the entire eye, make it look a bit more bright and awake and alive, which I really need because I'm very sleepy. I'm just going to finish off the eyes now, taking my lash curler. I'm going to curl up my eyelashes. For mascara, I'm using the Milk Makeup KUSH mascara. This is a favorite of DECAY's. She really loves this one. This is a very, very hyped up mascara lately. And I have the sample size, obviously. I do prefer to use sample size mascaras, especially when I'm buying high-end ones, because I feel like I'm not going to go through it in these 6 months before I have to throw it away, and I really do not like keeping mascaras past their expiration date. This mascara is infused with CBD oil, so it's going to help with volume and kind of growing your lashes. And yes, CBD is a component of marijuana.
Smoke weed every day.
But no, this mascara doesn't have THC in it, so it's not going to get you high, which is like, I don't know why anyone would assume that. That's kind of stupid anyways, but CBD is a natural ingredient. It's literally just from a hemp plant. It's a plant, so there's nothing wrong with it. Mascara did a really nice job in terms of length. It made them very nice and black, very thick as well. But I want to use lashes as well because it's a very dramatic eye look. So for lashes today, I'm using Cake Face Beauty Kim Tai Line Hearted Lashes. Obviously, these were created by Kim Tai, who is a beauty influencer herself. I don't really watch her that often. The person that I saw recommending these ones actually was Raw Beauty Christie. So I'm going to be using these ones today. I love Raw Beauty Christie. She's so funny. These lashes are so durable though. I've worn them like probably maybe 30 times and they still look amazing. All you have to do is like take care of them. Obviously take off the glue from the lash band, wash them every now and then, and they will like look good as new. So I really love these ones. Alright, going back to blush, I'm going to use the BURT'S Toasted Cinnamon Blush. This is a favorite of Kathleen Light's, and I love, love, love this product. It's a very nice kind of red toned blush, so it looks very natural on the cheeks. This one is a bit warm toned though, so I feel like I might want to add a bit more pink, especially because my eye look is very, very pink. So I do want to add a bit more pink though, so I'm actually going to go in to the transition palette, just grab this shade here on my blush brush, tap it off quite a bit, and then go ahead and stamp this on to give a bit more pink to the cheeks. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using the Ofra Everglow highlighter. This is a favorite of Nikkie Tutorials, obviously because like she made this one. But in here you get 3 shades. I'm going to use the shade here. I think it's called Glazed Donut on my cheekbones. Just watch, this one is insane. I don't need to say anything to that. I'm going to grab a bit of this gold one here as well. Just pop it in the inner corner. For lips today, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Palette. This is a favorite of Mariah Leonard. She really likes this one a lot, and I do too, so I don't think I feel like mixing today. I'm going to dip into the shade here called number 5. That is the makeup look all finished. I'm going to go pop on an outfit and film the intro and outro, and I will give you guys an update on how everything wore, but I really like how the face turned out. Thank you to the beauty YouTubers who got me into these products. I forgot in the last clip to include setting spray, so today I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter. This one is a recommendation from my mom. She is a beauty influencer to me because she is beauty. She influences me a lot, and I love her very much. So it was actually her birthday the other day. Just wanted to show my appreciation for my mom. But I also wanted to include some mid-sized to smaller beauty YouTubers as well because I really do enjoy them. They are some of my favorite content creators and they're just really good people. So I wanted to shine my light on them. I really enjoy these channels and I would love for you guys to check them out. Overall, I really enjoyed how pretty much everything performed. I would say my favorites that I tried in this video would be the MERCIER Tinted Moisturizer. This one looks beautiful. I think I might actually wear this instead of foundation now that my skin's doing a bit better. I think it looks amazing on the skin. I also really like the Milk Makeup Baked Matte Bronzer. This is beautiful on the skin as well, and I find that it does have a nice kind of cream to powder finish. It looks very nice and natural on the skin, but it gives you that nice easy blend. It just looks so beautiful and very seamless. So I really enjoyed this one as well. Pretty much everything else was already a favorite. The Pinky Rose palette, this was my like 3rd time trying out this palette. It's okay, it's not the best quality palette I've ever tried. I'm not like completely blown away by it, but I do think it's an awesome, beautiful color story, and this indie brand is very exciting to me. So stay tuned if you want a full review on their eyeshadows. That's coming very soon. If you like this video and this look, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you're following me down below. On Instagram, I will leave the link down in the description box. I post makeup looks like this one every single day. You can see the picture of this look posted on there. But if you made it to the very end of this video, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Bye.